this is Divine Sunshine. This is the last one for the series, and this is understanding that you've forgotten, titled, You Have Forgotten Two Essential Things for Your Mission. We always talk about on this mission that there is, of course, the mission for the world, okay? And always talking about what things can you do in the world, what things can you bring as a light worker, those things. But Spirit had brought to me and Source had brought to me, say you all have gotten two things. Some people have touched upon it, some people have not, especially the newbies. Like I said, my concentration right now here lately has been really for the new ones that's coming in, these new subscribers and these new ones on this twin flame journey, not really understanding. So we know, of course, mission, we always think about that. That's anything kind of job or mission impossible that you actually do, and you got to go off and, get this thing and bring it back, and then you reward it, or, you got to do out there and help change the world, be the change maker. Almost like Barack Obama, we was doing his campaign and we were saying, yes, we can. And so you came from that understanding that that's what you wanted to go out there in community and create these great changes out there for you. But we also have to also look at another point of view of Source about to me saying that your two missions that you have forgotten about is being a mission of being your own number one fan, and then also your mission is again creating that sacred space or that sacred love between you and your divine counterpart. Many a times when we watch these videos and things, and I talked about the twin flame being in the matrix as well, we're getting all caught up with the two things that's being kind of crammed and pushed down our throat is you got to get on mission, okay? Those things you have to do there. And again, it's about the mission, it's about the mission, it's about the mission, it's about the mission, okay? And you working on yourself. And we got that. Rarely are you hearing anybody that's really saying about, and don't forget about, it's the love, it's the love, it's the space, it's the sacred space, it's the sacred love that you create with each other. That is also part of it, because all they say, all work and no play, it becomes creates a dull boy, okay, at bay. So you don't want to don't forget about, that's part of the mission as well, because we are loving. I think about Patricia McNealy always saying we're here for love. We forget it's about love, and that love is a part of it. Like they act like it's not obtainable, like you can't have love until you do the mission. That's not true. That could be done in tandem. They're bringing to me, and understanding that that's a working part that also goes in along with it. The romance part, the sex part, all that stuff, that's like a byproduct of it. Some of us come into it, we reverse it, we treat it like it's a soulmate kind of relationship, where it's the sex, the romance, and all that stuff come first, and then everything is secondary. That's what we really ask it for. We cannot take that template and slap that on to the divine, being with a divine counterpart, a twin flame connection as well. It's apples and oranges, literally. It's not the same. It's funny, that's about 2 or 3 times I've heard that being mentioned today, mentioned this week. I pulled the card and said, what are you feeling? Apples and oranges was in there. And then also I heard it when we were talking on the Zoom meeting with my class reunion. There was somebody said, man, what you talk about is apples and tangerines. Ain't none of them things the same. And that is true. This love thing is part of it. Let's not forget that as far as mission. We come here to love. Even as light workers, we're showing love to others. We're showing a new dynamic of love. Rather it is in our family. Rather it is for ourselves. Rather it is as far even our mates as well. Excuse me. Those things are very prevalent, and we are being kind of neglectful of not adding those things into our hodgepodge or our pot of gold that we're looking for at the end of the rainbow, as far as being with our person. Also, the mission is really being our number one fan of ourselves. We go through so many things, and this is like the real wrap up when I talked about that in high school or whatever experience in childhood. In some kind of ways, we go along and we trek along. We don't become our number one fan. This is some kind of ways, like at the while, like we fake it, like, yeah, I love myself. I look cute today. My hair's cute. I like our style. And then the next minute say, okay, now this could have been this curl right here could did a little bit more better than that. And we tearing ourselves down, like, oh my God, this little kid, just look at the bounce and the shine off from the light. And we coming up with all different kind of things to kind of pick ourselves apart. And one of the mission is really to be our number one spokesperson, our own number one fan, just about ourselves, like thanking for the progress that we actually have and have also experienced on this journey. That is something that we can really be able to credit ourselves to say, you know what, yesterday I said that first time, I forgot about that. Like I say in classroom, give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a round of applause about where you have gotten so far. We've forgotten about the mission of it is really doing things to make us be like, girl, did you see what you did? Oh my God, like that reading right there that you gave on the air, I'm even impressed with it. That was, you jammed on that. Are we doing things there it's not about people pleasing other people, but it's number one, am I pleased with myself? Like I say, a good and faithful servant. How am I? Just like God, that we are in source and we be in reflection of that. And they say, good and faithful servant. How are you doing as far as with yourself? And how you showing your own self-love about that. That's again going back to that self-care as well. So that's very important that we really, as I wrap up on this series here, the understanding that we forgetting two important parts of the mission. The mission is, yes, how can we help out in the world and light work too, but don't forget to love yourself. Be your own number one fan, and then also remember that this thing is, the mission is being with your person and creating that sacred space or that sacred love. That's why it's so important that we do the work, because we don't want to, when we do come together, again, I gotta open up that door again, it's freeze down here. When we do come together, I have to close, God, but I can't help it. I don't care if my voice is traveling all the way through the house. That we do have that understanding that this is part of the mission. Lost my train of thought, but that's all right. That it is that it is part of the mission, that us coming together, it doesn't matter about what they did, and we want to make sure, I got it, that we come to each other correct. We don't want to, like Spirit said, if I see you, I'll come and break some stuff up if I see that you're wrecking yourself. You don't want that God will wreck your plans if you seems like you kind of going to do something that's going to destroy or destruct yourself. You want self-destruct in the process. And that's where, a lot of times that's why we don't have our divine counterparts with us, because it's not ready. If they would come the way they would, it would just self-destruct the whole connection that we have there at that point. That's why we want them to go on ahead and do the work while they're with their third parties or those karmic energies and things of that nature. We want them to come right, and we want them to come ready. We don't want them to start being like in the Bible, like Lot's wife, looking behind and saying, "Ooh, maybe I can start something back up with the ex from Texas. My ex is from Texas." You want them to look and say, "Okay, it's no reason for me to turn around. It's no reason for me to look back, because what's back there, it no longer feeds me. It no longer serves me." And I know that I deserve love. And so all that stuff, somebody said, look behind you, say, that's nice. It could be this is all up in flames. But right now here, that ain't even bothering me, because that's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this flame right here in front of me, my divine counterpart. That is my major concern. And that's what I'm looking at. So in doing that, make sure that as I end on this end of this 3-part series here, with that understanding that this is where we are, understanding that our mission comprised more than just being a light worker. It is about becoming our biggest fan, and also creating that sacred love between our divine counterpart. All right, make sure that you get your love letter from me as well for $14. Go to Divineunisouls11.co and order that. Don't forget, I got Insta readings there too, and if you need a personalized reading as well, make sure that you hit me up there and hit the book button, and that leads you right there to my online booking scheduling services for my things. The only thing that's on my Divineunisouls11.co is my divine love letters. Okay, until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste, namago. Love you.